is Minda Wilson with Urgent Care. I'm just proud to welcome Jason Angelini, founder of American Benchcraft, another one of America's great businesses founded in a garage. Jason Wilson, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
So tell us a little bit about how you started your business, American Benchcraft.
Sure. My brother and I started American Benchcraft back in 2014. We both left our jobs within a month of each other, and we basically just started around one product. My background was in engineering, design, and manufacturing. My brother's was in sales and marketing, so I designed a simple leather wallet that we launched a Kickstarter campaign for, and it was really successful. We sold over $20,000 in wallets in 30 days, and then pretty much used that to start the company. And we just kind of slowly built it over the next several years, worked out of my parents' garage for the first year and a half, and then moved into a small office space in our hometown, and then eventually grew to the point, I believe it was in 2018, that we moved to where we are today, which is a much larger manufacturing space the town over from where we originally were. And that's pretty much how we got to where we are today.
Yeah, but it seems like you built it through, bringing in people that you've known and been close to over the years, and building a company where the bonds are more than just business.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We've been blessed with great family and friends that have helped us every step of the way, and it's one of those things where it's just my brother and I. We got a lot of help from our family and friends, and then we were always motivated to when we could get it to that level to bring them on. And my best friend growing up, Eric Morton, he was shipping out as a merchant marine, and he was in 2017 he got injured on a ship, so he was home over one of our busiest times of the year for our business, which is during the holiday season in November and December. So he came and he just helped us while he was home, and it was a huge help. He ended up kind of carving out a space for himself, and he never went back to shipping. So it was kind of, I guess, like fate, but it was a huge move for our company, being able to have bring in outside help and realizing how much we could grow our company. And then after that, I mean, it's very much a family business. My dad retired. He came and joined the company, started helping out, and then my sister does some work for us, and then we have other family and friends that'll come in and work for us on an as needed basis, and it's just been a huge help, and it's also just it makes for a great work environment. We love coming into work every day. We're literally working with our family and friends, so it really is just it's kind of like our own little American dream, but it's going really well.
Yeah, and now you sell more than just wallets. You sell a lot more.
Yep. Yeah. We started with one product, and then just slowly kind of began branching out. And today our biggest sellers are belts, wallets, knife cases, dog collars, any other small kind of leather accessories is where we really specialize in.
Yes, I'm a fan of the job site lunch cooler, just to let you know.
Oh, yeah, that was a new product, and that's something too. We're always looking for other kind of small businesses that we can work with. We don't do a lot of work with that wax canvas material in-house, but we've linked up with other small manufacturers that do great work with that. So we'll make the leather components for it, and then send it to them for them to kind of stitch together with the wax canvas. So we're all about working with other small businesses and growing our product line that way. And
innovation, because it started with innovation. The way you built your wallet, and instead of having a seam, you used the rivets and sort of designed something that would be better lasting and a better product.
Yeah, exactly. We like to say that, we design our products to outlive you and whoever you hand them down to. So anything that we come out with, we really try to look at like, all right, how could this product fail like over time? Like does this seam get a lot of wear, or does this area get a lot of, wear, and what can we do to protect that or to enhance the durability of that and really make sure that it is designed to last.
And that's basically, sort of the American ingenuity, right? You're presented with a problem. You look for a solution. You take your engineering background, and then you try to do something to make things better, right?
Exactly.
And so we come up with another problem, right? Where your business is growing, you're in a upward trajectory, and then all of a sudden pandemic strikes, right?
Yep.
And it must have been hard when you first heard the news that that the country was closing down.
Yeah, absolutely. It was, we had a lot of things we were planning for 2020 that we were really excited about. A big portion of our business is corporate gifts, and we pretty much spent the whole January, February building out a catalog, building out a trade show display, and we had 4 trade shows scheduled for the months of April right through June. We had all our travel plans set and everything like that. We built out like a really impressive display that we were so excited to bring, and then that all went away. So that was, it was pretty devastating, but we also, felt blessed to be in a position where, there were, businesses all around us that had a lot more overhead than us, that relied on their physical locations, their physical customers every day, and we weren't really dealing with that. We have just a manufacturing shop. Most of our sales are online, so we could still operate. So it was one of those things where, we were bummed, but we really couldn't complain, and it was more of just a feeling of like, wishing that there was something we could do to, utilize our resources and kind of get in the fight against the pandemic. So yeah, it was definitely a bummer, but it didn't hurt us nearly as bad as a lot of the businesses that we were seeing around us. So we are blessed in that sense.
And then you got a call, right, from your friend Kurt.
Well, yep. So first we received a call from our friends Ben and Whitney Waxman in Maine. They own American Roots, a manufacturing company up in Maine that makes sweatshirts, and they had begun manufacturing masks, and they had an urgent need for filters to be inserted into the masks. And so they called us, and they said, hey, we need filters. We need 100,000 a week, and we need you up and running in 2 days because the first shipment needs to get to New York before the end of the week. So that was when, yeah. So it was a lot that got thrown on our plate right away. But at the same time, it also was as scary as it was, like trying to figure out how the heck we were going to do this. It was also.
Did you know anything about filters?
No, I knew that we could cut them. It was just the material. Ben and Whitney had found the material, a supplier for the material, so they were going to be supplying it with us. We just had to get up and cutting, and so they sent us a rough design. We drew up the design to have a cutting die made, and then we're able to get up and running. And in terms of, we have a friend the town over from us, Kurt, and he's kind of been a mentor for us from the beginning. He's another small business owner, and he kind of guided us through the process of, all right, this is how you're going to cut in this type of quantity. This is the machine that you need to use. This is the tooling that you need to use. This is how you can increase your yields and get to that point. And so he walked us through the beginning steps, and then we just started making phone calls, and it was incredible. Every company that we told, we were asking a lot of, and when we told them, hey, look, this is for PPE, it's an urgent need. It needs to get these orders need to get to New York before the end of the week. Like, people were working overtime, they were working overnight. They got us everything we needed, and we were up and running, and we made it happen. So it really was a team effort, and we're just happy to have been able to pull it off.
Right, and the drama. Are we going to make it? Is it going to happen?
Exactly. So it was, but it was definitely reassuring and really gave us just a lot of confidence in what we were doing, and it just, again, goes to show like why it pays to work with small businesses, to work local. If we were buying our products from overseas or anything like that, it's not even a question. It would never happen. But small business manufacturing, we found, those are the companies that are most flexible, the most willing to drop everything and jump on a project, an opportunity, and that's why we were able to make it happen.
Right, because you're really, in essence, what the key thing is, you're dealing with people, right? It's
Exactly.
not a large, big infrastructure where you're, and in America, people come together to help people. I mean, that's just basically American, I think.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And so now you're in the filter producing business as well.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. And we've and I think it's a great design. It's we've had a bunch of companies call us and say, "Hey, we were making masks just out of cotton, and we want to be able to do these filter inserts. So how can we get up and running with that?" And we basically just send them the design specs, and they're good to go. So it's a good design. I think it's not the perfect solution, but it's the best that we have right now, and we're basically making the best of what we have available.
Yeah, and you're saving lives. I mean, I know that in many parts of the country, the ability to get masks is the difference between being able to take care of patients and not. And so, are you able to retain your employees now and move to this business, or do you see this being something you'll be doing temporarily for the long term? What's your plan about this?
Yeah, I mean, this we have been able to retain our employees, and we're also bringing on new employees that people that have been recently laid off. A lot of people in the trades. We're bringing on actually an electrician that's hopefully going to start up for us next week. That was working a commercial job that shut down until further notice. And so we're able to hire people that are recently out of work and retain our employees. So it's definitely feels good to be able to offer that as well, because people are eager to get back to work, obviously for financial reasons, and also just for something meaningful to do and keep them busy. So I think I don't see the work going away anytime soon, because I think even when the stay-at-home orders and the quarantines lift, we're still going to have to be exercising social distancing and wearing masks in public, just to make sure that we're doing everything we can to avoid a second wave or another outbreak. So I do think the work will be pretty consistent. I think it's a good solution for people, to have to exercise in their daily lives.
Right, it's a good precaution under any circumstances, especially for people who are at risk, who need to protect themselves from being exposed to other people, cancer patients, people that have autoimmune diseases. It's a mask is a good solution for them.
Absolutely.
How do you see the country changing, and how do you see your business changing with it?
Yeah, I think there's still a little bit more that we can offer in the space of PPE. We're looking into also seeing if we can help out in with face shields. That's another product that is there's an urgent need for, and we have capabilities to help out with that too. So we're looking into how we can help with that. And then as for the future, we're our online business, our direct-to-consumer sales on our website and on, Amazon and other places we sell, those are still continuing on as usual. We're hoping that the corporate event market does come back. It's kind of up in the air. We've heard both ends of the spectrum. Some people saying, "Oh no, it's not going to come back. There's not going to be any more big gatherings like this. It's too risky." And then there's other people that are saying, "No, that market's going to come back booming because businesses are going to be eager to have these morale boosting events for their employees to get people back into things." And so whether or not we see that, who knows? But it's kind of one of those things where time will tell, and we're just kind of taking it, week to week and seeing where the, where the demand and opportunity lies and what we can do with it.
Yeah, and if it's not corporate events, the ingenuity comes in, and you'll find something else that'll be, a place for your goods and services, or you may pivot and find something else that you're interested in doing. That's part of being an entrepreneur.
Right, exactly. And I think, too, this is there's already a very strong and passionate, movement behind American-made goods and an appreciation for that. But I think this has even enhanced that. Like, people are really trying to, buy American, and so it's I think the demand for our type of small business, American-made, built to last leather goods will continue and grow. So we're definitely hopeful about that.
I think people are realizing as they shelter in place that there's going to be a culture change, and the culture change is going to recognize that being dependent on inexpensive overseas manufactured goods has put us at risk in a certain way.
Absolutely.
And so there will be a trend towards returning towards exploring opportunities in America, not just for American goods, but for diversifying production as well. Like, mm-hmm. We may not be exclusively manufacturing overseas, even for large companies. And I think that creates a lot of opportunity for American manufacturers like yourself.
Absolutely.
And to that end, there's a lot of skills and opportunities for people to learn skills in the United States that provide good family supporting jobs that I don't think people really think about, And so if you were advising somebody who was young, who wanted to go into manufacturing, what kind of skill acquisition would you think they would need to pursue a career in manufacturing?
Yeah, I think one of the big things is the fastest and best way to learn any sort of hands-on skills like that is on the job. I mean, I'll just personally, I went to college and got my degree in mechanical engineering, and I thought, oh man, I'm going to become a mechanical engineer. I'm going to learn everything there is to know about engines and how to work on cars and how to fix lawnmower, like all this stuff. And I left there not knowing any of that stuff. And then I went into the workforce, and it was still kind of the same thing. I was very discouraged to learn that a lot of like the engineering work that you get into, it's more managing contracts and not the kind of hands-on work that I thought I was getting myself into. And so when I left my job to start my own business, a lot of people are like, "Oh man, are you crazy? You have a degree? Like, what are you doing?" But I will say this, and I mean it. I use my I use way more actual hands-on engineering in my small-time leather goods business than I ever did when I worked for the Department of Defense as an engineer. And I've learned a lot of skills just through networking, working with people. Our good friend Kurt, he owns a machine shop, and just spending days in his shop designing fixtures or whatever, tooling for our shop, that's where I've learned all of my kind of hands-on manufacturing expertise. It didn't come from the degree. I won't say that I regret getting the degree that I got, but the best way to gain those like invaluable skills that make it where you could get a job anywhere, it really does come from just hands-on experience, and whether or not you need to get an apprenticeship job or, start, just like start at the bottom. Like if you can get into a manufacturing job and get some hands-on expertise and experience, that's the fastest way to learn all of that stuff.
Yes, and there's going to be a huge demand for it. So that creates opportunity for people to have good, return to the good, secure, middle-class jobs that were the foundation of America in the past.
Absolutely.
So getting opportunities in a manufacturing plant, apprenticing yourself, and then working your way up is a way to achieve that for somebody who's coming out of high school.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. And they're in any job, any type of hands-on job. When I first left my engineering job and I was starting American Benchcraft, I needed some money coming in while we were starting, so I got a part-time job working for a contractor, and for the first 2 months, all I did was carry plywood up and down stairs for a renovation they were doing on an apartment complex, but I slowly got more and more experience, and so you definitely have to start at the bottom, but there is no shortage of work in the hands-on industrial space, and I think just that willingness to kind of start at the bottom and work your way up. The experience that I got from just working for that contractor, I was able to renovate my entire house when my wife and I bought our first house, and it's that kind of hands-on skills that give you that sense of that you can do anything, you can figure out anything, and it really is invaluable.
Yeah, self-confidence, a sense of accomplishment. You build something, you have something tangible at the end. It's fantastic.
Exactly. Yep.
So, if people are interested in your company or in buying leather goods or masks, what is the best way that they can reach out to you?
Yep, the best way is through our website. It's www.americanbenchcraft.com, and on there is all our contact information, our phone number, email, and then all of our products. You can also read more about our story and anything like that. So our website's the best place to find us. And if you have any questions or comments or anything, feel free to reach out.
Well, it certainly is an amazing story, not just what you and your family have accomplished, but also the way you really stepped up and helped the people who are helping to fight this disease. And we really want to thank you, and we appreciate the efforts that you've done. Thank you so much. This is Minda Wilson with Urgent Care.